Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and in celebration of Labor Day, what I've decided to do was take a close look at the hardest working tool in the tool chest, and that of course is the 10mm socket. This thing is the Chuck Norris of tools, both in capability and in jokes. Now, the 10mm is kind of a classic in the standard shallow, semi-deep, and deep, but there are others, and what I'd like to do is take a closer look at what I call 1010s that go to 11. So here are 10mm sockets that go to 11, and if you don't understand the going to 11 reference, it's taken from a parody documentary called Spinal Tap about a rock band, and their amps go to 11. Everybody else's amps only go to 10, but Spinal Tap's go to 11. Take it for what you will. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. So the first one is, this is a SnapOn MGMM10. It is a 1/4 inch drive, 6.10mm flank drive, shallow magnetic power socket. It has a magnetic insert right here, and it's fairly shallow. So it grabs the fastener with that magnetic hold, and it's very strong. And not only is it strong, but it keeps this aligned, and that then allows you to reach way in with your ratchet and not worry about dropping the fastener as you're trying to get it started. This thing sells for $27.75 off the SnapOn truck. Number two, this is the RFM10 by SnapOn. And this thing is a 3/8 drive, 12.10mm flank drive, low profile socket. So it's a 3/8 drive, but extremely low profile. You take a look at that. Beautiful execution for a tiny little one. Compare that to the standard 3/8 drive shallow 10. It's about a third shorter. And this thing off the SnapOn truck sells for $19.80. Number three. All right, this is the FRDHM10. It is a SnapOn 10mm 2-inch or 50.4mm torque adapter. It's kind of a standard design. This is great both as a 10mm wrench. You can use it on your ratchet or for an offset reach with 10mm, or of course you can use it on your torque wrench as a torque adapter and an angle. So if you need something like that, there it is. And off the SnapOn truck, this guy sells for $32.75. Okay, number four. I've got 4A and 4B. Now what this is a Koken 3450M 10mm 6-point socket with what they call nut grip. And the nut grip, basically, it's got a band around here, kind of a spring, and inside there you can see there's a ball bearing on both sides. That's what it looks like on the inside. So this is more of a mechanical way than a magnetic way of holding onto a fastener. It's nice and tight, keeps it aligned fairly well, and it has a deeper recess, say, than the SnapOn here, as you can see. So it works great as a regular socket, and it's got the pass-through here that the SnapOn does not have because it has a magnet. But anyway, that's A, 4A. 4B is the smaller 1/4 inch drive version. This is the 2450 MS. Again, a shallow 6-point nut drive. Same thing here, but in an incredibly small package. And both of these off the Koken truck sell for $10.89 each. All right, number five. Number five is the SnapOn YS or YFSM101. And what this guy is a 3/8 drive, 6-point, 10mm flank drive extra shallow. Now, there are extra flank drive extras, and there's extra shallow. This is a flank drive extra in a shallow. And what the flank drive extra does, it's got kind of a slightly different broaching cut that grabs the flats of a fastener, much more for getting out fasteners with rounded corners, and that also often gives it a bit more grip. Some people like it, some people don't. So you can use it to hold the fastener, and you can also use it to work with damaged fasteners because of the way it grabs it. And it grabs it because these corners are kind of a little bit deeper than a traditional 3/8. You can see it a little bit bigger. So what does this sell for? This is about $22.80 off the SnapOn truck. Okay, number 6, excuse me. This is the S6810. It is a 10mm 12-point or 8mm 12-point flip socket. So this guy here can be used in either configuration, but you do need an extension to reach in there. So it's a way of getting 2 sockets in sort of the space of 1. And this thing here, this semi-deep version, sells for $36.25 off the truck. All right, number 7. This is 7A and 7B. So first, this is the STMM10A. It is a 4.5-inch long 6-point. You can see you can go all the way through, extra deep socket, 1/4-inch drive. And I really like this thing. I use it with small ratchets, and it just gives you great control and spin and everything else. Just a wonderful design. This is how deep it holds the fastener. Not super deep, but of course, you can put an extremely long bolt into this. This guy off the SnapOn truck sells for about $46.75. There is a more affordable option made by Vim. So this is 7B. And this guy here is the ED104M. It's about $17.88 off the Amazon truck. And you can see it grabs the fastener much deeper. And of course, it has the ability to take a fastener all the way through, just like that. All right, number 8. This is the Koken 4400MZ 10mm 1/2-inch diameter low profile socket. So it's like huge and tiny at the same time. It uses a 6-point drive here and a very low profile. It's slightly bigger than a shallow 3/8 drive. Of course, the anvil's so much larger on a 1/2-inch. So it gives you a couple of options. Obviously, you can use it with a 1/2-inch for more power, more force and torque, but you can also use it for low profile with larger tools, and also if you want to run smaller fasteners with your 1/2-inch drive set rather than carrying a 3/8. So it's a win-win-win. And this off the Koken truck sells for about $8.20, and it is a Z series. All right, number 9. This is the SnapOn 1/2-inch drive 6-point semi-deep impact IMS100 10mm socket. And this is obviously getting into the superb SnapOn impact sockets with a tiny little 10mm head. Now you're thinking, put this on any 1/2-inch drive impact wrench and you're going to snap any 10mm off. Absolutely, if you choose to, but it gives you the option of having a nice solid 1/2-inch drive semi-deep socket, impact rated, so you can take it up to what you believe your fastener can tolerate without having to drop down to, say, a 3/8 or 1/4-inch drive, especially in impact, since most people don't use small impact sockets. So there you go. Okay, number 10. This is a universal deep 10mm 6-point socket by Koken. This is the 334M.75-10 3/8 drive, and this universal deep socket sells off the Koken truck for $36.43. Now, if I mentioned This is $27.75. I don't remember if I told you that's what the price of the Snap-on was. So you're getting a nice, solid, look at that universal design. Excellent. Not floppy. This guy here, sweet. Anyway, that's 10. So of course, in the theme of this, our list goes to 11. And in fact, I've got an 11A and B. So 11A here, this is the RTBM10 by SnapOn. And what this is a T-handled 12.10 millimeter ratcheting box end. So is it a socket? No, but it behaves much like a socket. Look at that. Flip it over when you want to go the opposite direction. This guy sells for $58.35 off the truck. And for a more, or a slightly different option, haven't used this yet. This is the US Tools 10 millimeter T-type socket wrench for work and pleasure, made of 40 chromium steel, part number YT10ZU, made in China. I got this 10 millimeter on this end. I got this in Kathmandu. Haven't used it yet. I think it was $3. And I did a little video about a Kathmandu tool store. That's where I bought this. And this particular guy was one of the very few 10 millimeters in the whole store. And it was about the only 10 millimeter socket in the store that I could find, not in a set. And $3, I thought I'd give it a shot. So there's my list. Happy Labor Day. My 10 10s that go to 11. And if you've got more 10s to add to this, let me know. With that, Doc out.